Down low, make up for the time you wasted. Come slowly and claim back the boy you left behind. Close the white book, unplug the brain from the game. 'Cause it's time to wipe out till the stars get on the fame. The song is not the same when we're all played out, all played out. They say the memories all fade out, all played out. Tell me, did you feel that? Don't slow down, even if it's only to escape. Just download now before somebody steals your place. Close the white book, unplug the brain from the game. 'Cause it's time to wipe out till the stars get on the fame. And the conversation's over, we're all played out, all played out. You see the memories all played out, all played out. Tell me, did you feel that? Down slowly, make up for the time you wasted. Come slowly, claim back the boy you left behind, and close the white book, unplug the brain from the game. It's time to wipe out till the bar get on the fame. The song is not the same
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Mobafire Championship or Challenger Series. We've got the championship here at the end. I am Studio. I am being joined by the fabulous ggA feed. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So our first matchup, we got people just kind of streaming into the lobby. Just need one more guy to show up, but it's going to be Complexity Academy versus ggLA. And how you feeling about these teams?
This is going to be a hyped up match, but it actually turns out ggLA just had a little bit of a scheduled blackout at where they were living, so they're going to be playing from a LAN center. So we're going to see how well they can play from there.
Yeah, it's pretty good adaptation. I guess the first challenge in playing in any sort of professional League of Legends isn't so much how well you play the game, but can you actually have power to play the game? And we are sponsored by iBuyPower, so maybe that was some inspiration to get them to that LAN center.
Yeah, they got some nice iBuy power PCs over there possibly. But yeah, this is going to be a really good matchup for tonight, as well as all the matches that are going to be going on all throughout the night. We're going to have Complexity Academy going against ggLA, which is the first game, which is going to come up fairly soon. We're going to have Tempest going up against New World Eclipse for the second game of the night. Then FXO versus Xerath Zeal is going to be the third game, as well as Denial Esports versus Aware Gaming. And then the final match for the night is going to be Team Summon versus Complexity.
Now, focusing just on this first match, because I gotta say those are gonna be some fun matches. I want to hold off on those because I'll just spill my guts over like Team Summon right now.
Yeah.
But just looking at ggLA, this is a team that I believe I was told it was handpicked by Umashi,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Umashi is like the theorist that I've seen. Like when it comes to crazy random Reddit posts of just like a weird concept that might just work out like with the solid math, that's Umashi behind it half the time. And it's cool to see, he's taking this theory to the mean streets of competitive play and trying to bust that out.
Yeah, he's really good with numbers. I've seen some of the spreadsheets that he's done, and there's a lot of in-depth going down in there. But on the other side, we're going to have Complexity Academy. This team is no slouches of their own. They've got Doom Tromo, iKennyU. We're going to have ZZ Legendary as well, Haku Brother, and Xandos. So really solid lineups for both of these teams. I think so. we, mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that. And
Ooh, my mic might have been muted this whole time. Oops.
no, you're. Oh, was it?
Nope, not for
No.
you.
Okay.
All right, all right. Let's hopefully not. Hopefully not. Might have slipped a finger on accident. Yeah, but like looking at ggLA, like Wapachang, so it's the solo queue of League of Legends transitioning into the competitive play. And what makes that really cool for me is that solo queue it's the wild west of just strategies. Anything goes. Like, all right, if this game you want to play Volibear support, rush. A Runan's Hurricane and hopefully not get reported by your team, no one's gonna stop you because no one can stop you.
That would be pretty funny. See lightning just flying through the air and Volibear all of a sudden is just range shooting lightning through the sky. And who would you say the featured matchup for this team is going to be? Well, for these two teams, I kind of want to say it's top with Umashi going up against excuse me, I blanked on that. Umashi going up against ZZ Legendary. Is that right?
I can see that. I mean, it's always going to be something different. Like it could be the 1v1 top at the same time. It could be iKennyU being supported up there, trying to rain down on Umashi. So it's like predicting the matchups is something that like what's the featured matchup going to be? I would be able to tell you if I knew what the matchups even had a chance of being. And that's the I don't even want to say it's annoying. I want to say it's like the X factor now with laning. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's very true. And it looks like I also want to touch on the bot lanes as well. I've seen Bunny Fufu playing a lot of really interesting supports lately, and he's kind of boggled my mind quite a bit with his Nami play. He's been playing some really interesting supports. I wonder if he's gonna whip them out tonight.
I mean, what are the crazier supports nowadays? Like Nami's become somewhat of a standard. Not everybody plays her.
Yes.
She can work. It's like Fiddlesticks is kind of one of the weirder ones. Soraka is...
So that's not weird.
It's weird now. If someone picks Soraka, it's like, what the hell are they doing? They better have a plan.
Oh yeah, and also this is on the live client as well. This is going to be patch 3.9, so a bunch of other changes were implemented from that patch. So we're going to see if any of those affect any of the up-and-coming strategies for these teams.
Let's see, a bunch of things got changed. For example, Nunu not only does 10 more damage than Smite at level 1, so see if that factors into anything.
Yeah, I think Nunu ban is still going to be pretty prioritized, because it'll be about 1,000 true damage combined now, instead of just being Feast 1,000 damage, consuming, 1,000 damage, Feast being Cho'Gath. And also, there were some changes to Shyvana lately, too, that made her a little bit more viable, it seems, to be played.
Now, the unfortunate thing with Shyvana's changes is I think she's stuck in the position of any new champion or recently changed champion, which is...
Yeah.
Do you know what she really does? Like, I can guess. I can make some assumptions, but I don't know if she's more viable now. And no one does. Or at least no one can solidly say I have competitive and scrim experience, because it's been like 12 hours since you could play in this patch.
Yeah, and I've already seen a few Shyvanas lately in some of the diamond games I was playing earlier, and I was like, damn, they're clearing the jungle pretty fast, going up top, getting some quick ganks. And then once they hit level 6, their gank potential jumps exponentially, so it's pretty interesting to see.
There's a small dog just looking at me right now. I think he's waiting for the players to get this started.
Yeah, it looks like they're just setting up their voice communication right now, so hopefully that takes no longer than 5 minutes or less. Much less, hopefully.
Yeah, once again, if you're just joining us, ggLA did have to go to a LAN center to play out these games, because they actually had a scheduled blackout, which, you know... It's good for them to find that out. Like, that is something that I would have missed.
I would have definitely missed that and been horribly late and been like, oh no, what do we do? Where do we go?
All right, now let's see. What else was changed? LeBlanc was also a completely changed champion, and that was, I think, kind of something similar with Nunu, where there were a lot of changes. A lot of the numbers were kind of moved all around the place, and I don't know how it loads up anymore.
It actually, she's really viable now. They changed the damage on the ulti to where it's flat itself instead of it being based off a skill. So even a ranked 1 ability, say a ranked 1 Q, the tether, the dash ability, it'll do an exponentially increased amount of damage as opposed to its current rank. So there's flat damage ranks for the ultimate.
Oh yeah, they actually did the same thing with Karma, but I think this is a bit more finely tuned. The Karma changes were, of course, well, like they weren't bad. Well, they were a good experiment, but I mean, I love Karma, but she's still not exactly viable or good or average or even mediocre is kind of a stretch. So it's cool to see the changes kind of adapted. Even though it's on a different character, it's kind of the same idea. Like LeBlanc, I remember back in the day, it's like, all right, you have to max out that Q. You don't max out that Q, you're just not going to have any damage. Maybe some cool E-strats, maybe some cool, like, max out the distortion, but just not... It just wasn't super viable. But now it seems to be a bit more balanced, and we've got some ready checks coming in from both sides.
All right, we're good. Let me tell them that we're good, too, and we'll hopefully get this game started. Yep, there we go.
Let's go ahead, switch over to the pick screen.
Yeah, and we'll see what the first ban is going to come out of ggLA. We could see the more typical ban of Thresh. We could see Blitzcrank. We could see Janna. All right, so that's an interesting one. We don't normally see Janna getting banned out.
Janna getting banned is usually based off the assumption that they're going to run some cool strategy, like a very heavy push strat, or that they're going to try and do something like really aggressive, like Janna mid.
That'd be pretty interesting. Or split pushing Janna with teleport, like we've seen Zken pull off countless amounts of times. But it looks like the bans are going to be coming out faster now, as we got Thresh and Jayce coming out, as well as Xerath from the side of Complexity Academy.
Jayce still being that permaban character, you cannot let that Jayce get through picks. It's just, he is so dominating what he does. He is a burst mage. He is a burst poker. He is everything you want, and a safe laner on top of that. So just letting him get through, never a wise idea. And the Xerath targeted ban. Xerath is one of those characters, you know. You got to know the guy plays him. You got to know the guy plays him well to even think about putting out that ban.
Yep, and then Twisted Fate and Nunu are going to be our final bans for now, and we're going to see Elise get picked up first for, I think that might go towards the jungle, but I feel like Umashi might take that one to the top lane. He's been bragging to me about how good his Elise is, so maybe he'll get that one and show it off to us.
Yeah, I'd say the current trend nowadays is you do want to put Elise in the jungle. It's kind of weird how Elise has bounced around. She's gone from, all right, not really viable to the best top laner to a great support, now a great jungler. And really, her kit is just amazing. It's that 1.5 second stun. It's just,
Yeah.
and a gap closer.
Yes, being able to come out of the jungle with double buff in spider form, repelling in, throwing out the cocoon, just gonna get all the damage out. And her damage scaling is phenomenal. She does percentage damage based on your current health and based on missing health. So her kit is phenomenal, as you just said. And we're gonna see the side of Complexity Academy gonna be hovering over that Zac and Sona pick. So gonna lock in their support for that bot lane, and possibly a top and or jungle Zac gonna be coming out.
It looks like the beginning of an AoE comp. You get Sona, you get the power cord. That is AoE damage. That is CC. You get Zac. What do you have? Reliable AoE initiation. Because it's like Elastic Slingshot, pretty broken. Let's Bounce, pretty broken. You combine the two, you have probably the best initiator in the entire game.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. Coming out the crescendo, Let's Bounce with the Slingshot. Just so strong overall towards that late game. And we're going to see ggLA picking up Lissandra and Caitlyn. So maybe their mid laner's already been picked up. I've seen Lissandra in the top lane too, as well as Caitlyn going to be that long range harass heavy bot lane, going to go down there and possibly be paired up with a even better support, the poke with her. As we do have Complexity Academy on the other side, going to be looking at hovering over Varus and potentially still needing a top and or mid champion for their team. We'll see what they end up picking up from those.
Lots of options going out right now. Like the Varus, it is just a continuation of the AoE comp. This is a cool team because something I like to see is a team where theoretically almost everybody can initiate. And oh, this is a team where almost everybody can initiate if that Jarvan does get locked in. But think about it this way: who can start a fight? Sona with her ult, Zac with his last shot and his own ultimate, Jarvan with the Rage Cage, and Varus with those Chains of Corruption. And it makes it so that even if someone is caught out, everybody is a major threat.
Yeah, and if they do end up getting that AoE synergy down, catch out maybe 1 to 3 people, and having that Chain of Corruption actually chain out to more than one person is great for any fight to turn it around and or pursue with. So we'll see if Complexity Academy can utilize their CC, while we do have Lulu and Karthus being hovered over right now. Lulu to go with Caitlyn in that bot lane. Really, really heavy poke for that bot lane. That Glitter Lance built over Peacemaker combination is so huge, as well as Lulu's great late game potential with that giant growth. Oh, never mind, gonna completely just stutter what all I just said and gonna go towards Nami, while we do have Easy still hovering over that Karthus to possibly bring to the mid lane.
You said it's going over everything you said, but you know what? You called this earlier, and I do like the Nami pickup because their team doesn't have nearly as much AoE. You cannot compare what they have over on Complexity Academy to anything ggLA has. Like, all right, they got a Karthus, they got a Nami that's a little bit, but what can Nami's ultimate do? Disengage, get you out of a dangerous fight. Karthus, essentially, if they delay the fight, like Karthus get a little bit of poke off, let Lissandra hopefully, get a good chunk on one person, they can try and spread out and split up that AoE.
I actually like the side of ggLA's team now. They have that potential for a top Karthus or top Lissandra, and then they have a lot of AP and then Caitlyn to fit in there for the late game for the AD, as well as a tanky Elise, which is what I expect from Wapachang. And then we're going to have Annie getting picked up for Complexity Academy. So their team is loaded with CC right now. You pointed out the four others before. Now we have Annie's built-in stun in her kit, as well as that Tibbers to be a huge threat, pretty much counting it a champion in its own, just going to throw it onto somebody, have it follow them, and just be a complete annoyance, as well as a huge burst potential to be added into their composition. I really like this out of Complexity Academy.
That is a ballsy pick. Like that is terrifying because Annie's got like 3 big problems. One, she does not scale super well into the late game. A lot of her damage comes from Tibbers. And the problem Annie has is, alright, Tibbers does damage, his AoE is actually amazing. She does okay burst damage, but then she also dies. She's one of the squishiest champions of the game. Her other big problem is her laning. Who does she beat? Does she beat Lissandra? Does she beat Karthus? I actually don't know. You don't see the picks happen anymore, so it's kind of hard to guess. Like, it's just a mystery laner. And I guess
Yeah. And we should take a look at the summoners right now, because we do have, it turns out to be a top lane Zac most likely going to be going there. I don't see him going to mid anytime soon, as well as Easy get exhaust in that aspect as well. So Yeah, he's going to be able to deny a little bit of the gank potential coming out from Jarvan in the earlier stages with that exhaust, as well as cleanse being run by Ulam, which is a smart choice coming out. Going to be able to deny that crescendo, that chain of corruption. Going to be denied the anti-stun if he survives through that burst. And yeah, besides summoners, nothing else too out of the ordinary right now besides Easy and Ulam for ggLA.
Easy. So Karthus with exhaust, the cool thing is it's not just, hey, you can deny ganks. You can do a lot with an exhaust. It's a very good utility spell, but you also can reliably land his Skittles, his Lay Waste. If someone's exhausted, it's so much easier to hit a target like that. So it's essentially losing the ignite damage to get reliable Lay Waste, which late game this will do more damage than any ignite any day. So
Oh
it
yeah.
kind of balances out.
Yep, and let's see, nothing else to really point out here that's out of the ordinary. We are
Well,
getting. What else is here?
Lissandra top lane is not the most common thing out there.
No, actually, we've seen a lot of her come up in the EULCS and NALCS where they played her as well in the top lane. But we're getting into that minute and a half spectator delay. Going to be coming in. Going to run a quick set of ads. Don't forget to disable the ad blocker to support this stream, to support Mobafire, support all our sponsors, iBuyPower, Fatality, and Razor Academy. So hold tight as we get into this game.
Still got a few more seconds to go until we head into that loading screen. Just about there.
Yep, and we're going to be getting into the loading screen right now as we do go into the final stages of getting into this game of ggLA going up against Complexity Academy. So pretty hype game for the first one of the night and should be quite the show for all of us.
Let's get this screen on here. Any good skins? Any good skins? Come on, finish loading. It's so close. It's so close to loading.
Yeah, we got that Panda Annie, we got Grim Reaper the Karthus. What else we got here? Arc like Varus and Officer Caitlyn. So not too shabby coming out from everybody.
Overall, I gotta say, looking pretty good. Both teams very, very swag. And of course, you got the neat summoner icons coming out now. You can see who's representing the good icons, aka Doom Trouble with the teddy bear.
Yeah, and also you notice they took out the loading bar, so now you just see the percentage of people loading into the game. So pretty cool coming out from Riot right there.
I guess when you think about it, the loading bar isn't the most useful thing when there is a percentage nearby. I guess you can like do a quick visual thing, like you can see who hasn't loaded, but in the end, it's just all about those numbers. Now, looking at the lanes, so you mentioned Lissandra has become more popular in the LCS. In Challengers, I didn't see her a lot on Monday. I actually couldn't watch a lot of the games Tuesday. Had she
No.
popped up then?
No, there wasn't too many games. There was no games played with her actually. Everybody gone for more of the standard route of everything really. So this is gonna be one of the first games we're gonna see, and especially in top lane. So gonna be pretty epic for that one, for that matter. Excuse me.
And I guess the question is, who is she actually going to face? Like Lissandra could go against Zach. Could go
Zach.
against Varus and Sona. There's also the occasional, put 2 mid and actually rotate your AP carry. And how
Sure.
does Annie do versus Lissandra? That is an excellent question that I have never seen the matchup for.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do right now. I feel like they're gonna send Zach top. They could, in response from ggLA, send Karthus top, but as you said before, 2v1s, never out of the question. And yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening with this one. Well, we do have a little bit of a delay right now. Looks like a raid call problem, just a little bit of voice communication needs to be fixed so the teams can function properly.
The teams are playing, of course, at a LAN, or ggLA is playing at a LAN center due to their scheduled outage, so everything is kind of weird to them. Like, when you play League of Legends on a different computer for the first time in a while, it doesn't feel natural. Like everything feels a little bit off, and they do have to adjust those settings.
Yeah, for sure. Get your mouse speed right, get all your positioning right for your keyboard and mouse. So it's pretty awkward moving from a nice location to a LAN center where you're actually next to your teammate, which is not too bad.
At the same time, being next to a teammate, does it really help that much?
I know ggLA is in a house. I know that they're all playing together, so maybe it's just the same old as if they're in the house. But now they're in a LAN center, and they might have some eyes watching them, so you can see if the pressure gets to them. While Complexity Academy, I'm not too sure where they're at, but they are going to be putting up a fight either way.
Now, this is an old source, and I still don't want to name any names because it'd be rude, but actually, get rid of chat. Like, no offense to the players themselves, but you never know what they're going to say. Some of them are a little bit crude, just a tad bit. But
Yes.
I remember last year there was actually a team, and they were European. They came over to North America for a tournament, went back, and they ended up kicking out a player. And I asked the team about him, like, why did they do that? And they told me, well, there were a few things, like we're having some communication issues, and the guy stank. They told him he stank, and he would not wash.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
they'd only spent a few days, like a week together, essentially, and that was enough right there. So sometimes when those roommates smell terrible, you just got to go out there and you got to put your feet down. Well, I bet at this point every LCS player has to smell amazing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, right. They must shower, all make sure that everybody's in the house and not making a mess and doing all that stuff. But it looks like
Well-
everybody is ready, so we're gonna get this pause screen off. Everybody's saying they're ready, and we're good to go.
Let's not go crazy saying that they're not messy.
Okay. Some teams. Well, we'll leave it at that. And we're going to get underway with this game as everybody is going to start pinging and looking for potentially a aggressive invade from the side of ggLA as they are pinging towards advancing to the red buff of Complexity Academy.
Like, pings going on both sides of the map. Like, looking to the left, looking to the right. Where are they going to go? Where are you going to go? Complexity, where are you going to go? Are you going to run to the Elise? Wappa Chang looks like he might just be caught out of position. It is Elise, and she does have a stun to escape, but that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, and ZZ Legendary actually did just get his stun stacked up. They see Umashi, they see Bunny Fufu, they're going to see Easy in the mid lane as well. They're all in that side brush right now. We could potentially see them go try to flank this one as Bunny Fufu is going to ward. They're going to see Wappa Chang and everybody else from ggLA come out, and there is the stun coming out. Bunny Fufu gets ignited, auto attacks. Zach is going to pick up the kill. Haku Brother is going to be happy with that one. And ggLA in a little bit of a bad spot, but a really good pay for Complexity Academy.
Let's go ahead and take a moment to appreciate the ZZ Legendary recall. And nope, never mind.
Oh. Panda Bears. Yeah, that was a panda. Excuse me.
Panda. That's a great recall, and that's a great first blood. That was some interesting positioning from Complexity Academy. So they actually had someone get spotted out mid by the Karthus. I believe it was Sona. So Sona was being revealed, but because Sona was in the mid lane, they just walked to the side lanes and the river past that brush that Complexity Academy was hiding in. ggLA didn't suspect a thing. Like, the only way that they could have snuck into that bush is if Karthus missed them, and Karthus had missed them. So by being so comfortable, it actually punished them quite a bit.
Yeah, and you can see first blood going to Complexity. They just capitalized perfectly, and maybe a little bit of analysis coming out from their side, studying the habits of ggLA to counteract an early invade or pressure. But we're going to have a fairly normal start coming out. We're going to have Wappa Chang getting that red buff for himself, as well as Doom Trouble are going to get that blue, and we could potentially see a lot of action go towards that top lane with double buff junglers.
My question is going to be, how can Zach survive the early pressure of Lissandra? Looking over at that lane. You know, it's the threat of the gank. We'll keep Lissandra relatively on her toes. She can never go too all in. She still has to save her escape. At the same time, Zach's range is eventually amazing. But the early laning, you know, it takes a bit of pressure. But looking at his runes, it looks like he has some decent health. 66 magic resist. That first blood did go to him. So it looks like that damage is just not going to be there.
Yeah, he got a null magic mantle to start off, and Lissandra, being based on that AP damage, is going to have a rough time damaging him with the health regen he's going to have from Rejuvenation Bead, as well as the resistance. And we can already see on the bottom lane a little bit of poke going back and forth for Kenny Yu and Xanos. They are pressuring quite hard with an early level 2. There's the bubble going to land on Kenny, deny him from coming in for any damage, but heals from Xanos are going to keep him sustained through that one. And a nice little trade going back and forth right there.
Very important, Xanos did not walk into that bubble. He most likely would have gone down there. The squishiness of Sona, the eventual headshot proc.
Oh, look at Wappa. Look at Wappa. He's being so sneaky, so patient right now. Umashi trying to get him right there. Oh, Cocoon's in a creep. Oh, man. Oh, so close, but oh well, the gank is averted.
Oh, I mean, you know what? He put the effort in, but just did not pan out, unfortunately. And if they could shut down that deck, if they could get an advantage, he already has that first blood gold. They want to try and shut him down as much as possible. You and Bunny Fufu, I'm loving their play bot lane. Eventually, Caitlyn can get that safe auto attack harass, but because of the experience advantage in the first blood, Yu and Zhao have just, or Xanos have just been down there, non-stop pushing, staying aggressive. They can't farm. Look at Unlun, not getting the CS.
Sitting at about 300 HP, he really doesn't want to eat any more poke, and the hail of arrows coming out from Yu are just devastating, denying a lot of healing from that as well. And yeah, Xanos with the power chords as well as the passive for the extra auto attack, and the him coming out too to do a bit of damage in the heals. But now Wappa Chang is coming down to possibly relieve some of that pressure.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He's looking for the stun. He can initiate from this position.
Yeah, the bubble's actually just barely connecting on the Kenny. There's the Tricolor Blessing slowing just a little bit, and Wappa Chang leading the charge. Gets exhausted by Xanos, though, flashing and getting another cocoon. Exhaust barrier pop. ggLA is going to go down. ggLA is going to pick up a kill for their bot lane and be content with that one. Really good play by Wappa and really good patience coming around. But Easy might not have an easy time right now. We have Jarvan being pinged out. They get the stun. He's going to get the knockup with that Demosthenes State of Dragonlance. Get the Ignite as well. Auto attacks, red buff. Fireball going to come out from Annie, and she is going to take down Easy in the mid lane.
Solid ganks all around. I gotta say, cool play coming out from ggLA. They land all the CC they need to on Varus. Varus popped the barrier at that last second, trying to survive. But barrier only lasts 2 seconds. They actually waited it out. They waited out the barrier, went to Sona to see if they could pick up a kill on her before finally finishing off Varus in that bot lane. Just waiting out the barrier, trying to maximize their gank opportunity. And that's a really, really efficient play. That's really cool to see. This is the power of Elise, though. Those ganks, they're so reliable. By the time she came into vision range, they were already out of position. They were already in danger. And that's just the threat of a jungler with a strong gap closer in CC.
Yeah, especially Elise and Jarvan being those top two junglers with that one. And yeah, we saw a lot of pressure going to mid. Actually, repel from Wappa Chang. He's going into Doom Trouble. Gets the cocoon. Gonna throw out the Spiderling and the Neurotoxin, but just scare him away, and he'll be able to walk out of that one. Wappa Chang, unfortunately, no follow-up for that. And there's the cute little Panda Annie. Gonna go back with her Panda doll and be pretty happy with the amount of gold she got from that kill, which looks like 1,300. I wonder where she's gonna pick up. Catalyst. Ooh, fairly tanky. Can we see Rod of Ages Annie?
I think this is Rod of Ages Annie. That's what I'd be guessing. And this makes sense because Annie does have short range. She has about, I think, 500 range with her Q. Might be a little bit more. But essentially, it's not that much more than an auto attack, especially when you factor in that spellcasts have shorter range. So she has short range. She's going to be in the thick of things. There's a lot of things that can kill her. Karthus, Lissandra, Elise stuns, Nami bubbles. Those can all take her down very, very quickly. And she's got to tank up. She's got to stay alive. 37 CS to 40 CS in the mid lane. If she could, stay equal with Karthus, she's going to have that mid-game potential that Karthus generally lacks, especially with a tier build.
Yeah, and her auto attack range being one of the highest in the game early on in the game. So yeah, being able to abuse that on Karthus, whose attack range is not that far, as we do see it looks like Wappa Chang and Doom Trouble going to be going into the red buff of that side. And yeah, looks like they might meet up right there at the red buff, and there is a ward over there pinging on top of him. I don't think they're going to do anything to him right now, because he is just lurking around, being a little sneaky.
No, in a particularly good position to take advantage of this. Like, they know he's there, but it's Jarvan. If they start a fight and they don't have enough to burst him down, he's got his escape combination. They do land stun on him. Doom Trouble taking a bit of damage now. Gets the knockup on a Wappa Chang. Doesn't have the ultimate available, so he can't lock him down with that Cataclysm, but Doom Trouble will just walk away, staying safe, staying alive. That's kind of the problem with Jarvan. You can't really keep him down. You see him, that's alright. He doesn't care. He has a combo. He can initiate. He can get away. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep, and he saw him turning around and did quite a bit of damage in response to that Venomous Bite. So we will see if they do anything else aggressive with that one. Well, we do see Element Bunny Fufu going to be trying to farm up in that bot lane with a 9 CS lead on Yu. So going to be having a good time with that one. And yeah, just looking at the CS right now, actually, we see Jarvan ahead by a fair amount, as well as Annie and Karthus being fairly even in the mid lane, and it's still fairly even up top with double Doran's Blade Lissandra. That's pretty interesting. Doran's Ring, excuse me, not Doran's Blade.
Yeah, hell of a build. I go for that build. Hey, auto attack harass, always OP. Yep. We do have Elise roaming for that bot lane gank, so they're up behind by about 1.2k over on ggLA. They want to make that advantage up now before team fights start breaking out. Elise is looking for this, though.
Yeah, if she does pull this one off successfully, that could be a dragon for the side of ggLA, but we'll see what they do with it. Bunny Fufu gonna throw out the bubble. A flash coming out from Xanos to get away from that one. A really good flash, but that is now gonna be on cooldown for the summoner spell, and it will be another 3 minutes to let us up. So good play by Bunny Fufu to get that one out of there.
You know, he stays alive, but a Sona without flash is just a sitting duck for any sort of gank, any sort of initiation. Xanos still not 5. He has to get that really soon. He's very close himself. Actually, the bubble does land onto ICanU.
Oh, the trap actually coming out underneath that one. Really good synergy coming out. Wapachang gonna come back in spider form. Gonna throw out that bite, and they do get exhausted in response. There is the barrier. There's the Karthus ultimate coming out in the back. He's gonna pick up the kill. Ultimate is gonna pick up that one instead and get a double kill with the Piltover Peacemaker. And now we can see that rotation towards Dragon or not, and just be content with the 2 kills.
Well, the question is, was there anything Xanos could do that fight? He was Sona.
No.
He'd use the exhaust in the early part of the fight, and it just kept going on. And that's the problem Sona has. Before level 6, she's useful in lane, useless in fights. You need that ultimate up. That is her big game bringer. That is what makes her useful in team fights. And it was actually a good decision not to go for that dragon because our Azizi legendary. Like, look at him now. He's Panda Annie. He's ready for it. He's got Catalyst. He's got his ult up, though. He's got the full combo ready to blow. And at this point in the game, a level 8 Annie, even without any real AP items, can still burst down someone like Caitlyn, someone like Nami. So they couldn't really reliably play that fight against her.
Sure.
That'd be one of those cool 2v4s where the 2 have a really good chance versus the 4.
Yeah, and we're going to see now as Doom Trouble has that double buff, going to motion towards that dragon. They do send out a ping right there to be careful, as Doom Trouble is going to spot it out, and they will be able to see that it's still up, actually. So they might try to go for this one, as there are no wards from the side of ggLA. That pink ward isn't going to spot it out, and this could be potentially a free dragon for Complexity Academy, unless Wapachang can get over there. He's going to not throw out the Pell, not going to resist dying for that one. So, free dragon for Complexity Academy, and they will be content with that one with a 1,000 gold lead at this point.
Making up for that prior loss. Their lane CS has been a little bit ahead, I guess, in the overall scheme of things. Jarvan actually is the one really making that difference and bringing them to, I'd say, the CS advantage. But that dragon kill, it's important. They want to maintain their snowball effect. They haven't pushed on any towers. It's actually a very passive tower game. In that sense. No towers down by the 10-minute mark has gotten pretty rare. That's just building up a slight advantage. And the second they do take a tower, that lead jumps to 2k in a heartbeat. Jarvan looking at the bot lane, though.
Yeah, he's trying to be sneaky right now, but there is a ward in that bush. They sniff it out. Wapachang is going to come out from the back to support his team if they do end up trying to make any kind of sneaky plays. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen just yet, as Wapachang did just show himself at the tower. So Doom Trouble being very patient right now, but it is still warded. I'm going to be surprised if they try to initiate on this one, as he is going to back out. They're going to see it was warded, and he's like, damn, I just wasted a whole bunch of time in here.
He did waste some time, but at the same time, so did Elise. Like, they don't really know that. Elise could have been anywhere, could have been jungling, but all she really got was some golems done. Not a huge disadvantage to waste that time, which is something that is not necessarily a good advantage, as they put down a green ward as soon as the pink goes down. So unfortunately for Complexity Academy losing that vision, but they actually now have an idea where the wards are. Jarvan's gonna hide in this other bush that has just been covered in the past 2 seconds.
Yep, and there's Wapachang coming in once again. There's the Tycaler's Blessing. There's the Karthus ultimate coming out. Bubba gonna land on Doom Turbo, but Kenny Yu is gonna get focused by Wapachang. The tidal wave is gonna come out. It is not gonna connect with him, unfortunately. Kenny Yu is gonna get out of there. Doom Turbo gonna drop that Cataclysm, force the flashes away, and Complexity Academy will come out of that one clean, but they do have an Annie roaming around from the back. Actually, I thought she was gonna come in, but that Tribush is warded, so she might not go through. Oh, pause is gonna come out. So we might potentially see Annie come in, as it looks like lag is happening to ggLA, as they are saying it in the chat. So we'll go right back into this one with potentially coming back to a crazy Annie fight.
I'm going to take a moment to try and move my mouse cursor around. Not a possibility.
Nah, you have the little bike. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's all good. It happens.
It's all right. Luckily, one of the problems here, I guess, would be wards could be scouted out, but everybody can spot everybody else's wards anyways, so not really an issue. But what Azizi Legendary can do here, they can spot them with that ward. That's not that.
Start.
Oh, cool. And that's not that big of an issue, because she has flash, she has the ultimate available, she has enough burst damage where they can kill someone underneath the tower. Karthus ult not available, so it's not going to matter. They can actually fight this, or at a minimum, if they can't fight this, they can just scare them out of the tower and go ahead and... Ooh.
Ooh, she's coming around. She's in that tri-bush. You notice what I just noticed? A 12-minute Rod of Aegis. That is a fairly fast Rod of Aegis on Annie, so that's going to be stacked up fairly quickly, giving her the extra health and AP and mana. As now this bot turret, yeah, without boots. Oh, she's going to flash in! Timbers is going to go into Ullum. He cleanses it immediately, gets out of there, but there's a knockup coming up from Jarvan. Gets the shield as well as the heal. They're going to keep going. Bubble's going to deny that one. Nami being such a crucial play in that, as now Complexity Academy is going to be forced back and probably take the bottom turret for this one. Oh, there's no minions there, actually. They're pincered in between it.
Oh, no, they got a minion. They got the best minion of all.
They got Timbers right there. As it gets smited for 60 gold for Wappa Chang. Doom Turbo going to eat a tower hit, but it will get taken down by Ikenayu. So first turret of the game, going to be going to Complexity Academy.
All right, that was a cool play. So the advantage here for ggLA is Karthus right now takes the mid tower. Took me a second to notice the tower HP. But I thought I was going to die to it for a second there. But he takes the tower, he gets a lot of farm, now has a 40 CS or so lead over Annie. So Karthus is reaching that Karthus taking time bomb point a little bit faster without any pressure. But that is good Annie play right there. So yes. The Ignite did land onto Ulam, I believe, before the cleanse went off, which is unfortunate, but it wasn't just about getting kills. That was all about applying enough pressure. If they get the kill, awesome. If not, they know they would burn summoners on the enemy team, which they did so. And it just gave them the free tower in the end. They still got quite a bit out of it. Mid lane, or bottom lane is being pressured quite a bit though. There aren't a lot of ultimates up. Sona ultimate isn't available, and the ultimate isn't up. So they could try and go for a fight down here over on the side of ggLA.
Yeah, as we do see Doom Turbo actually coming down right now. There is a ward over by that tri-bush. It is outside of range though, so they will not be able to see him come through that lane. And yeah, he's being very patient as there's a little bit of an exchange going on between Umashi, who might take the top turret for the second turret of the game, as he does get a little bit of harass on there. Haku brother does get ulted by Umashi. He's not gonna follow up on that one any further, as Haku brother, I'm just gonna call him Haku. That name is a little long to say.
Haku bro's okay. Come on.
Haku bro. Haku bro. Okay, Haku bro. I'll go with that. Yeah, and that tower is at one more hit. He's gonna go in with the slingshot. This will let's bounce as well. The tower does fall. Umashi's gonna follow that E out of there, flash away as well, and get out of there just fine, and they forced a lot of summoners from that one. There was a flash and an ignite, as well as an ignite from Haku Bro, who does not flash, so has that one up for the next fight.
We haven't really focused so much on the top lane, but that has just been Haku Bro non-stop spamming those Qs, those Gourd rings playing dividends in the end, and they just continue to keep that mana up. But essentially, Haku Brother doesn't have good pushing skills. I mean, Zach's pushing is not that bad, but compared to Lissandra, it's nothing. So what does Umashi do? Push. Just not stop pushing. Get to the tower and just whittle it down. It took 15 minutes for that tower to go down. It took a long time for it to go down, but it was just Umashi. There was no jungler resistance, well, aside from that early gank, and it's just been constant pressure, non-stop.
Yeah, if you look at the top tower, actually, it's only taken about 100 points in damage, so Umashi's been shoving that lane consistently, as well as staying a little bit ahead. Oh, that bubble just barely missing from Bunny Fufu. Ikenayu almost getting hit by that one, so nice little dodge coming out from him, as we do have Wappa Chang dropping that pink ward. Gonna clear out the Dragon Pit, as they do see it is gone, and will look to possibly contest the next one.
It's gonna be a weird point for both teams. ggLA can't reliably fight a dragon fight.
No.
If they go for it, if it's just both teams lined up together, holding hands, charging at each other, it's not going to work out for them. Umashi is in a dangerous position though, but he does have his escape mechanism, so that isn't really that bad for him. Glacial Path, quite a good escape.
Yep, as well as having that root ability to come out as well, just being able to stun them in there for about a second. So just going to disengage from the slingshot as well as we saw, and yeah, nothing else coming out just yet, as we do have Doom Turbo and ZZ Legendary pushing out that mid lane. So they're going to possibly look to pressure this mid turret, as the as ZZ Legendary's turret fell beforehand from his roaming so much.
All right, so I think I know ggLA's plan. It's going to be tricky for them. They want every fight to be initiated on Caitlyn, which sounds bad. That sounds terrible. I don't want my Caitlyn being initiated on. But think about it this way: Caitlyn's got the cleanse. She has her caliber net to escape as well. If they do initiate on her, with Annie specifically, Annie's gonna be that big person to look out for. She can get out of those fights. Not without cleanse up. Oh, this is dangerous though, because they're all clumped up. This is just a Jarvan Rage Cage looking to happen.
Yep, and there is Umashi throwing out that path as they're going to look to go in. It looks like they do get it from the side of ggLA, but there is the Timbers coming out. There's the stun. There's the ultimate from, as it looks like everybody's just going to be able to turn around from this one from ggLA. They're looking good. There's the bite. There's the exhaust going on to ZZ Legendary, who picks up the kill with Timbers micro to easy. But the Karthus ultimate coming out as well, going to take out Annie, as iKenny is chasing after the snipe coming out, but Kenny does dish out the damage before the snipe can pursue through, and it looks like they go 3 for 3 right there, and a double buff for iKenny and a fairly even exchange with Dragon going on to ggLA, so gonna be able to take the gold advantage with that one.
3 for 3, one of the weirder fights I've seen. In the end, you think that the team with better single target would have had more sustained single target damage in the end, but Varus actually was the key player there with that Blade of the Ruined King already finished, and Varus having some of the highest sustained DPS out there.
Yeah, that fight turned around really weird. As you can see, like, Hakubro and Annie were in the front. Easy got zoned away by Tibbers in that one. Like, there were so many abilities just going off. I had no time to see which was the most important. You see just Tibbers zoning off Easy, taking him out for the kill. Easy responding with his own ultimate, and then Kenny Yu flashing after Olum, pops that Blade of the Ruined King to heal up a little bit and chase after. Flashes to pick up the kill, and Olum has double buff. Just a great fight overall for both teams, but Dragon puts it more in the favor of ggLA.
Now, you know how much damage Tibbers actually does a second? It's a level 2 Tibbers, it's 67 damage per second.
Wow.
Which isn't a lot, but realize it's in an AoE. Tibbers himself has a really good auto attack. I think it's like 100, and it's hard to avoid. You can't really kill Tibbers. You can smite it, consume it with a combination like that. That's a free kill on Tibbers, but there ain't no Nunu in here. So Tibbers will survive even through a smite, which was also used on Dragon. If they don't kill Annie, Tibbers' damage and her follow-up nuke dance is going to be a huge detriment. That's actually what kept them alive. Annie did not go down, and Tibbers just sat there, occasionally punching and doing war.
Yeah, and we're not going to have a 5-man push by Complexity Academy right now to this mid-tier 2 turret. As there's only 3 members of ggLA now, we could potentially see a dive come out as well, or they're going to protect it and look to go in after it does go down. There's the Tibbers, that's the Rage Cage, there's the Let's Bounce, and that is going to take him down with a flash going in onto Izzy. The Ignite is going to go down, the Blade of the Ruined King, and it looks like Jarvan's going to pick up a double kill with that one, as well as a 3 for none. The tier 2 bottom turret gets down, but it looks like mid-tier 3 as well as Inhibitor is going to get pressured by Complexity Academy. That was a giant explosion of a fight and really good capitalization by Complexity Academy. That fight was perfect for them.
ggLA, what are you doing? You walked into the Maw of the Crocodile, straight into the enemy team, set up the dunk perfectly. Actually, Ulam now in many little bits of danger, does get out of there with the net though. But it's Inhibitor down at the 19-minute mark. They're now down only 1,000 gold, but have lost pretty much all map control. That mid tower, that mid lane is just going to be pressured non-stop by super creeps. And they underestimated the burst damage. It's a Jarvan, Annie, Zac team comp with Varus and Sona to back it up with CC as well. That is so much
crazy.
It's actually not the highest damage comp I've seen for AoE, but it is one of the highest in just crowd control. There's a good 4 to 5 seconds
That was
get
crazy.
off of AoE CC.
Yep. And you saw Zac flash into the backline as well to go in on the Easy and just completely zone him out and not let him do anything else with his abilities. As now Baron is being pressured here as Olum is going to try to clear out the wards. Baron's going to go in for a few auto attacks on that one, take him down to about 2/3 of his life. So a little bit of an unfortunate trade going on there. And now we're going to see the Super Minions pushing down the mid lane, and Complexity Academy could pressure another lane. They could go for top, they could go for bot, as there's the tier 1 still up top, but a tier 2 to be taken at bot.
I'd say the tier 1 top is most likely to go down because, like, look at it, it's cute, it's tier 1. Goes down in half a second, very easy to take out. But here's the problem for ggLA. None of the cooldowns on Complexity Academy are very long. Sona has one of the longest CCs, 140-second cooldown. That's going to be the big cooldown that you can kind of time. But Jarvan's ultimate, 90-second cooldown. Annie's ultimate, 115 seconds, a little less than 2 minutes. Kind of the same with Zac's. It's all around that area. And they don't have enough time at this point. Death timers have reached the point where they're long enough where if they lose a fight and don't fight within 30 seconds after getting to somewhere they could fight, they're not going to be able to fight them without summoners up. And without summoners up, or not without their cooldowns down. Without summoners up and their cooldowns down, they just can't contest anymore. That AoE damage is too high. They got to split push. They got to do something, but Zac makes it hard to split push.
Like Numashi right now, he's getting caught out by Kenny. He's got that red buff, going to throw out the hail of arrows. Not going to be able to catch up to Numashi. Going to get away with that path. Oh,
Ulam, you see him? The trap saved him. The trap saved him.
Caught shopping. Almost gets caught shopping right there. But that trap, and his team probably saying, yo, you see that Annie right there? He's like, oh crap, I gotta run. So that top tier 1 turret falls, and now tier 2 is looking to be contested by Complexity Academy. ggLA is gonna have to defend this one.
They have Karthus in the mid lane. This is a 3v4 potentially up top once Caitlyn joins the team. Zac is going to look around though. He's going to look for initiation here. They can tower dive this, especially with Karthus not there to a DPS him underneath the turret, and he's not going to the fight right away.
No, it doesn't look like he is, but Zac is going to try to flank from behind. The slingshot is at a huge range. If he can get it off, there are no wards over there by the entrance to their tier 3 turret. There is one right now, Bunny Fufu's going to drop that, while we have ZZ Legendary pushing down on that bot tier 2 by himself. Oh, looks like slingshot from Hakubro is going to get him out of there. And yeah, just a really good positioning game by Complexity. They're having that split push pressure, and they have the pressure up top as well. So really good job for them, but ggLA not out of it, and they can hold this one off if they do play it right.
Yeah, this top tower shouldn't go down. Zac's low in HP, and he's not there. It's a 3v4, 3v5. Right now, Complexity Academy is just there, to pressure. What does this do? It lets ZZ Legendary with Annie's auto attack. By the way, Annie has one of the worst auto attack damages and one of the worst attack speeds. Actually, initiation on the top lane.
Umashi flashes in, gets the tome onto Kenny. There's a crescendo as well as the tidal wave coming in, knocking up 4 members. There is Umashi getting taken down though. Kenny, you're gonna pick up that kill, but Ulam is there to follow up and picks up the responding kill onto Sona. Doom Trouble flashes away, gets away from that one, but ZZ Legendary picks up that bot tier 2 and now possibly the tier 3 with Hakubro joining him right there. The slingshot, the flashes in, the tippers, and the slingshot will pick up the kill, but the passive is popped by Karthus right there, and I think he might be able to kill him. He actually is! From death, he kills the Zac passive. Oh man, what a good play by Easy, but a better play from Complexity as they do pick up that turret. And ggLA defends that perfectly and don't lose a bot inhibitor or a top tier 2.
Alright, so that fight top lane, that was just a little bit of just too comfortable position from Complexity Academy. They're pushing 3v4. They're an AoE team. Their single target's okay. You know, Varus is a good duelist, but that's what they have really for duelists. Sona's not a duelist, Jarvan's not really the best duelist when you have a composition like that, and with his item build, he's built more tanky than, you know, for any AD. So they didn't have any damage, they didn't have any CC that could keep them from being chased down. It was just a silly thing to do to stay in that top lane for so long. They don't get the tower, they do get bot, so that they maintain their gold advantage, but as you were about to say, it was kind of a silly play, but they don't lose that much from it in the end.
Yeah, you see that right now as the inhibitor is going to be respawning soon, so not too much of a capitalization from Complexity besides that tier 2 turret. So ggLA defends this pretty well. Karthus has a really good potential to deny waves from pushing in with that Defile and Lay Waste, so good job from ggLA as Baron has been up for quite a while, and I'm surprised we haven't seen much contestation from Complexity to start it or bait it. Complexity
doesn't have the best Baron team, unfortunately. Varus is pretty good at it.
Yes.
Jarvan will also provide the bonus attack speed, but that's about it. Like, no one's that amazing at killing Baron, which is why they've been a little bit more cautious about it. And over on ggLA, they actually have an amazing Baron team with Elise. That's enough right there. There you go. You got a good Baron team with Elise. But
yeah.
Elise Karthus is popping in there. But now the question is going to be, do they ever find a moment to pressure it? They tried it before, but the enemy team was up.
Yep, and we actually do have all 5 members of Complexity Academy coming in for this push in the mid lane. We could potentially see a game-ending push or a nice hold from ggLA. It can go either way as these teams are still fairly even. So we'll see what they end up doing with this one. And if you take a quick look at the gold, it's not too far behind. There's only about a 2,000-ish gold differential between the teams as we do have potentially a meetup going down. Kenny, you're going to try to zone away Umashi right there. And we do have all of ggLA going towards that. There is the cocoon connecting. The snipe is coming out as well. It looks like Doom Trouble's going to eat that one with the shield. Going to go over the wall to Wappa Chang. It looks like he's by himself yet. Everybody is coming though. The repel is going to dodge a lot. He's going to go from behind. Tidal Wave going to come out. Hits just Doom Trojo and Kenny as the Bruising Tome is going to go onto Doom Trouble. He's going to go in. Easy dies in the middle of everybody though. Going to get the kill onto Kenny channels the ultimate coming out and he picks up the kill on Elise. But it looks like Easy picks up a double in response as well. Ulam is going to chase out the ZZ Legendary. Pilt over is not enough to pick up the kill though. He's going to try to chase out this one. Gets the extra movement speed from Bunny Fufu on that Nami. Going to try to chase out the ZZ Legendary. Hakubro is there to help. There's the net and he does flash in to pick up the kill. And it looks like a slingshot will keep Hakubro alive. And another 3-for-3 exchange going down for ggLA and Complexity right now. That was a really good fight for both teams.
It was, but it's the presence of Jungle Warrior right there.
As we do have,
ggLA.
looks like Bunny Fufu going over to help Ulam push that mid-tier 2 turret. And it could potentially fall right now as Ulam is dishing out a ton of damage to crit through that, not crit through that one, but do a lot of basic auto attacks. Having that IE and PD for a lot of damage.
Good crits would be nice on the tower, but it's not happening right now. But the thing is, that was a jungle fight. Jungle fights are perfect for ggLA. That is their positioning. Because by being so spread out in the jungle, by being so hard to narrow down and focus down with that AoE, it's great for them. Like the AoE on Complexity Academy is very, very limited. It's essentially focused in a small area. You don't have anything sort of like a Lux ultimate. And because that jungle fight where everybody got spread out, they killed 2 members really quickly, but the fact that those 2 members, or the remaining 3 members had so much DPS just let them turn that fight around.
Yeah, and a really good play by Easy and Umashi. They went into that back line, focused Kenny down so hard, they got the Frozen Tomb. Easy flashed in, actually, and had to lay waste in the file going down, then pops the ulti, picks up the double kill, but Complexity Academy does hold that one off fairly nice, as they were the initiators in that fight overall, just making it a clean little 3-for-3. And yeah, we're going to look at that possibly a Baron fight coming up next, as everybody is posturing around there. A lot of ward clearing going out as well. And also, you notice whoever kills the ward is going to get 30 gold now, as this is patch 3.9. So a lot of little changes coming out, as well as Oracle's not going away after you die. But the buff duration is going to last only 4 minutes instead of 5.
A little change for that extra ward. Now if you get an Oracle, it's no longer the passive thing. You got to do stuff with it. That's why you can die, still not lose it. But it's also why you get the short duration, because everything is now more worthwhile. You can take a risk, not lose the Oracles, you can kill wards, you get more money out of it, but you gotta do it, faster than last time.
Yeah, and now we're having Complexity Academy actually go towards this mid inhibitor. There is the Tendril of Corruption coming out, gonna land on Easy. There's a slingshot as well, gets interrupted by the tidal wave. Kenny gets the Frozen Tome, he's gonna get ignited because he used that Blade of the Road King, and the Ignite might not kill him. There's a heal from Sona while ZZ Legendary takes down Easy. Umashi gets the kill onto Kenny. The Karthus ultimate comes out, takes down Haku Bro. ZZ Legendary is gonna be able to take down Elise while he's getting chased, but it looks like Ullum will clean up that kill onto Annie, and this Zac is no longer for this world as Umashi picks up that kill. Triple kill for Umashi, 1 kill for Ullum, 4-4-2 in the favor of ggLA. We could see a push onto this mid inhibitor. What a great play for ggLA right there.
They have the AoE CC, they have some damage, but they have to land it on too many people at this point. And this is the problem with their AoE comp. It's a cool comp, it's a lot of CC. And before the CC was enough, nobody had enough HP, but now that Umashi, he's got the Zonias, he's got his ultimate, he can tank up, he can survive. That is paying dividends right now. Same thing for Easy. It's like, alright, he's going down, he's still Karthus, but the fact they don't have a high amount of burst damage necessarily, Zac not providing that much burst, Sona doesn't provide that much burst, Jarvan kinda on one person sort of, that lack of burst damage really is coming to play at this point, and they're falling farther and farther behind in team fights. They have to get that perfect, awesome 5-man anti-ult into Jarvan Rage Cage, into a Sona ult, into a Let's Bounce, into a Chains of Corruption, but it's just not happening, and it's not going to happen because of the positioning coming out from ggLA.
Yeah, that was really good by them, and Umashi living a long time with that one. Frozen Tome coming out, the Zonius Hourglass just going to put him in that invulnerable state, and just getting a triple kill for himself, and Ullum picking up one for himself as well. And now everybody is backing from the side of ggLA, and we are going to see what they pick up as an Oracle, so it's picked up by Nami, so we could see a little bit of Baron pressure coming out from that one, as the gold still at about a 1.7-ish K differential for both teams, and it looks like they are going to scout out this Baron. It's going to do a little bit of damage to them on the side of Complexity Academy, and they are going to disengage immediately from that one.
I gotta say, I love Easy's play, because he's making himself look easy. Look at his score, 4-6-10, he's dying a lot, he's Karthus, and he's baiting like crazy. He's going to be the guy that wants to get initiated on. He has a Seraph's Embrace, which is a lot of extra shield, he has a Rod of Ages, so he's a mildly tanky Karthus. Only has about 2,500 HP, but the shield puts him up to about 3,000.
Yeah.
Survivability. And that's what they're doing. They're just having Karthus go in. He doesn't die right away. He takes up a lot of CC, and then if he does go down, who cares? It's Karthus. It's perfect, because you can just kill them all anyways. That's how they bail out the fights. That's their initiation. Karthus dies. Yeah,
Karthus has a Seraphi's Embrace, he's got a Death Cap and a Rod of Ages, so he's hitting like a truck right now. So a good amount of damage coming out from him, but the side of Complexity, they have their own damage as well. Annie, Rod of Ages, got that Abyssal Scepter, and another need to see large rod in his inventory with the Haunting Guys and Cirque Boots, so dishing out quite a bit of pain in that one as well. And if we look at the gold spread out between the teams right now, we have most of it being on top of Annie and Varus, while on the side of ggLA, we have it on Umashi, we have it on Easy, we have it on Caitlyn, the Karthus, Caitlyn, we have it on Ullum, as the Caitlyn. So it is spread out evenly between the carries, as well as everybody's sitting on the bush from Complexity right now. They're being really patient. I'm surprised they're doing this right now. It looks like he throws out the standard into that bush. Wow. So they might actually try to flank right here. The slingshot being charged up right now. The chain connects. There is the Zonia's hourglass as well. We can expect the tomb. Crescendo just barely missing tomb and going onto Umashi, but he will be taken down by that Zac. The rage cage coming out, but Owen flashes out of that one. Easy Tibbers, easy flashing in. The Tibbers gonna follow him, but he is still not gonna be in range for most of it. There's the ultimate coming out from Karthus right now. Kenny, you being chased. The snipe coming out. The bite from the Elise is gonna chase after Kenny. The slingshot does connect. It looks like Wapachang will get kited. Kenny, you gonna pick up that kill. The hail of arrows, but it's not enough. All of them's gonna pick up a double kill. Triple kill after Varus gets registered right there. And a 3-for-3 exchange. Once again, this game is super even between these two teams. And Complexity started that fight off 5v2, and ggLA collapsed beautifully to make it a 5v5 and even out that exchange.
I just want to say, I think Umashi misclicked. I think he meant to click himself with his ultimate.
Oh, he hit somebody else?
Yeah, he hit some. He was dying during that time. It threw me off for a second. It's like, he shouldn't be dying during this. But even with that, even without Umashi surviving as long as he possibly could have, it's essentially a one fight for Complexity Academy. Not by a lot, but not able to take anything off of it. Though top did die past the minions. But
they get blue buff?
They get blue buff. They get a nice little blue buff for Caitlyn, which is, she does spam quite a bit. Her mana is not that sustainable. But the problem is, they cannot play a pickoff game. The single target damage has gotten insane now. Wapachang playing Elise. Elise's single target is ridiculous. Caitlyn kind of the same deal. And then, Easy's doing his thing. What did Easy do there? He did the same thing last time. He walked in, he died, and he won the fight.
Yeah, that was crazy right there, as now we do have Baron being pressured. There are the wards going down. Oracles is on Xanos, as you can't see the little eye over his head because I guess it is bugged down on the spectator client, unfortunately. And now Blue Buff is being pressured. Easy's going to get initiated on right there. There is Umashi to follow up. Are they going to pop the ulti? They're going to flash in. There is the Frozen Tomb. Deep Turbo is going to eat a lot of damage. Easy's going to pick up that kill. The Ignite gets dropped as well. And now we can see Baron go down as the Smite for Complexity Academy is gone.
With that Smite not available, I mean... They gotta get out of there. They got a 4v5. They're not winning 5v2s. How can they win a 5v5? They want to chase this down, but you know what? Just scaring them away. Just let them put pressure down towards that mid
what are they doing?
inhibitor. Oh, this is gonna be neat.
Yep, we're having Complexity going for that middle inhibitor. It's going to be everybody from ggLA backing up. I hope they have home guard because they're going to need to get there really fast, as it looks like everybody is laying into it from the side of Complexity Academy. They noticed that ggLA backed off and that forced them to back away. Really good play by ggLA to defend that. Wow. That
would have been a good push. Well, here's the problem. As weird as it sounds, they could have both traded inhibitors right there.
Sure.
ggLA would have been able to push that tier 3 tower down in a second. Without the minions to tank damage, they also reduced the armor and magic resist of towers. So ggLA actually had faster pushing.
Oh, look at Baron. Uh-oh.
It could have easily been a base race that neither side could have predicted who's going to win. But ggLA knows that Complexity Academy have retreated. The Baron's being shredded. This is their Baron comp. This is Karthus, Elise, Caitlyn, even a little bit of, Lissandra. Not the best, but it's helping out. And that's Baron gone.
Yeah, and you see the shards come out, and it looks like they might go over to ZZ Legendary right now. He is slowed by that wall. Oh, he's gonna flash and gets a Timbers 3-man stun coming out. There's that Chain of Corruption as well. Umashi gonna Zonia's. Kenny's gonna pick up Bunny Fufu as everybody is still in there. Easy having that lay waste and Defile active. It looks like they are gonna keep trying to chase this one. Karthus ultimate is going out. Hakubro is going to be chased by Umashi while they actually disengage from that one, possibly. Yep, Hakubro does leap away with that slingshot, and everybody from the side of Complexity is going to back off in another 2-for-2 exchange. With Baron up ggLA, that was still an even fight.
Still an even fight, but it's the HP bars that are scary for Complexity Academy. They're going even in the fights in terms of overall, like, who dies on either side. But then you look at the HP bars, Haku Brother's almost dead, Doom Trobe was almost dead. Kenny Yu was doing alright, but the big problem is they're able to win a fight, but they're not able to do anything with it over on ggLA. They'll have more HP, but the fights are on their side of the map. It's a cool strategy from Complexity Academy. It means that they lose a fight, they don't lose all that much. Their problem right now is that they're losing fights and they're not winning any, so they're not getting anything. When is the last time they took a tower? It was the tier 2 bot lane anti-split pushing.
Yeah, that was quite a few minutes ago, and Baron is now going to be gone for a little while as the buff still has a bit of a duration left onto everybody from the side of ggLA. Actually, no, just, never mind. That was just the character switching. I thought it just fell off of them. But they still have it for a little bit of a while. As you see, it is about 3/4 of the way done. And yeah, ggLA might still want to push the advantage with the Baron that they have on top of themselves, and or pressure any kind of turrets that they can, as every turret is gone, so possibly inhibitor.
Well, what's neat for ggLA is they're not in a rush. No. Caitlyn will outscale Varus in terms of because of the range. Like, Varus doesn't have an escape, Caitlyn has an escape, and Caitlyn has 650 auto attack range. That is humongous. And if you look at ZZ Legendary's damage, ZZ Legendary can put out a little bit more burst than Karthus, but only a little bit more. And Karthus right now is just completely annihilating her in terms of output. So just Karthus will scale higher, Lissandra will scale higher than Zach possibly can, and just eventually, and actually it's already happened, they've petered out of damage over on Complexity Academy. They just do not have a better late game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Andy not scaling too well until late game, as you said earlier on, before this game went all the way to this point. You see Banshee's Veil actually picked up by Kenny Yu now, so he's going to have a little bit of magic resistance, excuse me, some extra HP, and that shield every 30 seconds out of combat. So, gonna have to see how well ggLA can play this one and how long Complexity Academy can hold off this little onslaught. They have a little bit of poke coming out from those Spiderlings, the Neurotoxin, the easy pushing the lane on that Karthus, and then Olem being able to sit back at range and zone everybody with those traps. Look at the positioning of the traps. It does not allow Complexity Academy to come out of their base.
They can't do anything. The tower is being poked down inch by inch. They have the initiation. They don't have flash on Annie though, and they're just not comfortable. They don't want to go into the fight because they know if they don't fight on the tower, they're not going to win.
Yeah, and it looks like they are still just pressuring. They want to pressure this as much as possible, get any poke off that they can. ggLA gonna group up behind this. Oh my god, are they gonna go in? There is the Ice Pack coming out. There is the Tome going out to Kenny Yu. Everybody going, collapsing on that one. CC Legendary off to the side. Umashi's gonna pop that Zonius in the Rage Cage. They do pick off Annie right there. Easy is still there. The Defile Layways coming out. The ultimate is gonna come out from Karthus as well. Gonna pick off Sona. Nope, the snipe is gonna come out.
Oh, Sona!
What? Kenny Yu is going to be able to survive. It wouldn't have killed him, but
that would not have killed
himself.
Sona, no. Or no, Kenny Yu. Kenny Yu was fine. He actually had 1,000 HP. Caitlyn's ultimate right now does about that number. Actually 1240, but the armor would have kept him alive. So, but just barely. Still though, that's got to be unfortunate. They were probably not going to keep the inhibitor alive anyways. And
that deserves some Celine Dion with some Benny Hill going on after he went in front of it. It's just like the true support. You're just like, block it for my AD, block it for my AD.
It's like, well, we can both survive this, but if the AD gets hit, he'll be pretty uncomfortable for a few seconds. I'll die for it.
That was, oh man, that was funny. The sacrifice will not go in vain. No, Kenny survives. And now a dragon is going to go in favor of Complexity Academy after that one. So they hold, get a dragon, and the gold is a little bit more in favor of ggLA now, as we have seen it been beat mostly about a 2 to 1.5k gold differential between both of the teams. Now it's about 3k in favor of ggLA.
It's been an inch by inch game for ggLA. Like the gold difference has finally gotten significant. 4,000 gold starting to matter, you know, a bit. This is like that iffy point where casters are like, well, we're 40 minutes in, 4,000 gold's kind of okay. It's not amazing, but not the worst, and that's, you know, the usual spiel. But at this point, ggLA feels entirely in control. They're going even, but they're getting stuff from their fights now. That was one of the few times ggLA have fought on Complexity Academy's side of the map, and what did they get when they go even in the end? Inhibitor.
Yep. And I'm surprised this middle inhibitor has lasted as long as it has with it being open. ggLA has been coming back into this game with a storm, holding it off. We mentioned before, their house did have a schedule of blackouts, so now they are in a LAN center. They are playing together as a team in a different setting, and this is really good and a really good show from them, showing that the LAN setting is no different as compared to their house. So
maybe really they're playing better.
Yeah, they're playing better now, actually, from the LAN center. And now everybody is pinging the group up. Easy is going to come join his team, and we could see pressure on to this next lane of bottom lane, potentially.
Looks like they're going for a dragon, not quite spawned in, could be coming back soon. Also checking for the blue buff. At this point, because of the super creeps barreling down mid lane, they could just kind of do what they want across the map. Go for the blue buff, you know, take the red buff, secure every single dragon. And because their late game is so powerful with that Karthus, who does not quite have a 6 item yet, just has a ward sitting there.
Oh, the wall, the bubble does not connect. There's the ice pass. There's the tome. Haku Pro gonna go down. That passive is gonna be popped the cellular division. Will it be picked off? Are they gonna be able to protect it? It looks like Olem throws the pilt over. One more auto attack. Nope. Looks like Easy is gonna pick up that one for himself with the Q. And now the pressure onto the tier, the bottom tier inhibitor and tower.
Now, the reason that ggLA could have gotten all those buffs and objectives because there's no vision, and they would have that covered. And Zach kind of wandered into that area of not knowing what could possibly be there. Easy kind of baiting out a little bit, just going to take this inhibitor for free though, after getting that nice little kill. And then, you know, now they can push top, now they can look towards Baron respawning soon, they can do whatever they want. The world is their oyster right now, and it's just wait, eat top for the creeps to push bottom and mid. wait for Baron. It doesn't really matter what they do as long as they do it patiently and as a group of 5. And do not clump together as 5. As a group of 5, not as, 5 best friends posing for a picture.
It looks like Baron actually is about to spawn. Wow, there's the ice pack time perfectly to go into that one. As now we have ggLA going to try to take this Baron for free. As we do have Jarvan closing in. They might try to go in and steal this one, but it looks like Wapachang's going to get it. Is he going to get the Cocoon? Gets it on the Thanos. The ice pack's going to come over. The Tidal Wave as well. The Snipe and Easy's going to pick that one up with the Defile. As Umashi goes in, lands the Ice Tome onto ZZ Legendary. And it looks like Ullum is going to pick that one up and go Legendary off of Legendary.
Legendary looking pretty good.
Very good.
I mean, he had his iffiness in this game, but I did like his anti play. This is now a 3v5 at the last 2 turrets, though they do not have